Yo, 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 yo. The big news is here because the full Origin of Shadow timeline has now been revealed to us. Of course, we have a Shadow Ancient event starting next week, and we finally have all of the details relating to how every dragon's going to be released, the various events in this, and also we've got some news about some returning ancient dragons, mainly in the form of Molim and Homala and Artoba, which may interest a few of you. But they've started off by showcasing this Origin of Shadow timeline, new events, new dragons, and one big difference is that we now have ancient altars. So you know how like we did with Divine Fest and we had all the altars that had the dragons and we had to do dungeon runs to get tickets? It's basically now the same thing with ancient events by the looks of it, because you know, a lot of people were saying it felt a lot fairer to have divine altars rather than the old method of just opening chests randomly, which is still kind of bad in that sense with the divine altar, but I think because we get to choose the dragons that we want, that appealed to people a lot more, and now we have ancient altars coming to the game. So starting Monday the 18th of October through to the 15th of November, we'll have all new dragons, fun events, and of course plenty of rewards to collect. So it will be lasting for just under a full month, and the full details we have here, and I'll be going through all of these right now. But the main thing to take into account is the fact that it is majorly a dragon board event. There are going to be bingos, there are going to be double trouble battles, there's going to be those ancient altars that I mentioned, ancient chests, and there's going to be things like solo events, hero challenges, breeding blitz events, and there is the major Glom Rising collection, which means that you have to collect every other ancient dragon from the event to unlock Glom, which is just like how it was for Emroja or Hathor or any of the other previous major award dragons out of the events. So, we will be going through all of this now, and don't forget there is also a catch-up dungeon right at the end of the event, so just in case you miss everything from the rest of the event, there's still a small chance you may still be able to get a dragon. But anyway, let's start from the top. The 18th of October to the 15th of November, Dragon Board. So, this is just like an old dragon board that we've seen before. Rare dice chest reward. Each unlocked chest will provide event currency to spend within the dragon board event, so there's no dragon, it just gives currency. The epic dice chest reward, warg dragon parts, with the dragon guaranteed after 190 opens. Once unlocked, this chest rewards Mel Yashorn dragon parts. So, new epic, after you have him, an old epic comes in. Ancient dice chest rewards, Hausk dragon pieces and enchantment materials, with the dragon guaranteed after 220 opens, which is the same as the previous ancient event, I believe. And once unlocked, the chest will reward parts for the fire ancient Molim alongside enchantment materials. So this is a big change, because before, when you finished the dice board dragon, you just got enchantment mats basically, but now you can get pieces for Molim, which means if you were only missing a few pieces from the previous event, this may be your time to finally get him. So that could be pretty big for a lot of people. Bingos, blah blah blah, for the daily bingo cards for a maximum of 1,000 event currency each day. You'll also be able to snag ancient tickets, and completing a full house will award parts for dragons too. Bingos are annoying, but they can give some additional cool things and dragons, so we'll go through all of that when the event comes out. Double trouble battles. To unravel the story of the Origin of Shadow, you'll need to complete the double trouble battles, score double rolls of the same number within the dragon board to advance the double trouble meter, and collect ancient tickets and unlock the final reward, the epic Umbra dragon. So Umbra is the reward dragon for finishing off all the double troubles. So just like how we had to do the double troubles for Homala, it was Homala, right, last time, and things like that, this time we can get Umbra, who is just an epic. Then we have the Ancient Altar. The Divine Dragons can't have all the fun. Due to the popularity of the Divine Altar, we brought this feature over to our Ancient events too. It'll work mostly the same way, where you'll be able to spend the holy talismans found inside ancient chests chests to unlock the ancient dragon of your choice within the Divine Altar. Both Reisk and Myrkur will be available to unlock from the Ancient Altar throughout the event, but for the first 2 weeks between the 18th of October and the 1st of November, you'll also have the chance to unlock the returning plant ancient Artoba. In the last 2 weeks of the event, between the 1st to the 15th of November, the Ancient Altar will replace Artoba with the Water Ancient Homala as the returning dragon. So basically, we've got 2 dragons that we can get out of the altar at any time, basically, like how the Divine Altars works. But in the first 2 weeks, Artoba will be available, and in the second 2 weeks, we're going to have Homala available. So if we open up the DML wiki pages for those dragons, just for anyone that's unfamiliar with them, they are both old dragons now. Artoba was one of the metal dragons. He's an ancient metal and plant dragon. So Artoba, this guy, is going to be the dragon that's available in the first 2 weeks in the Ancient Altar. Very pretty looking guy. And then Homala, who is an ancient water and light dragon, is going to be available in the second 2 weeks. And water and light are obviously really good elements and necessary for a good dungeon team. Well, light could be fire or energy, I guess, but the water and light together could be the elements that someone needs to finish off their team for now. So, honestly, Homala might be a really big pickup for a lot of people. So, if it does end up being balanced in a very similar amount of drop rates to the Divine Altar, then I would say that we've got a good chance of getting a lot of dragons out of this that we need. But again, depends on the drop rates and things like that. But those are the dragons returning. And Reisk and Myrkur, that's the bird and the fish, basically. So then, Ancient Chests, available October 18th to November 15th. As with the Divine Fest, now when you're opening Ancient Chests, you'll unlock 2 rewards. One prize will guarantee to be Holy Talismans, which can be found in various amounts. The second prize can be one of the following. So, we could get food, gold, tickets, unique decorations, Dragon Fury, and then the dragons in there are Shade Brute, Hellion, Eiktherna, and Neo Bone. So Shade Brute is that new dragon. That's the only one I really care about. And as an added bonus, one chest can be opened for free after every 25. It's basically like the Divine Fest that we just had. Collection events! By hatching dragons, you can complete special collections, and here are all of the collection events. Blue Bonanza from October 18th to the 25th. Hatch the following dragons and you can unlock Indigo. Molten from the week-long bingo. Eiktherna from the Ancient Chest. And Xylophone as the Dragon of the Week. So if you do need Indigo, there's a collection for that. Glom Rising, like I said, you need to get every other Ancient from the event, being Reisk from the Altar, Myrkur from the Altar, and Hausk from the Dragon Board. When you get all 3 of those, you will get your hands on Glom, who is the ancient divine shadow dragon. Then we do have a solo event on the 25th of October that gives the brand new Ravager dragon as a prize, which is the green dragon that I said looked like an Amazonian dragon. Heroes Challenge, using just the Star Dragon, defeat the battles within the challenge map to unlock the Familiar Dragon. And Familiar is another dragon that people probably are like, I'm kind of familiar with that. Who is that? This is Familiar. Familiar came out in a Dragon Board event, and I actually missed this dragon because the timers were very wrong during the event. There was a big bug set of problems happening, and I missed this dragon, so I would love to get my hands on Familiar come this new event. That would be great. So in order to get Familiar, like I said, we need to finish off the Heroes Challenge, which means we need the star. Then Breeding Blitz, race against the clock and pair the Sinister Dragon from the dungeon and Go Green Dragon, which is a Dragon of the Week, to be in with a chance at the Pisces Dragon. So Dragon of the Week, Dungeon Dragon. They're also both old dragons, but you can get Pisces from it. Breed the Shadow Ancient Hausk with the Mentor Dragon to be in with a chance at the Noir Dragon. So that's another Breeding Blitz on the 8th. So we got Pisces, Noir, then special ancient dungeons from October 18th to November 15th. Each week throughout the Origin of Shadow event, we'll be running special editions of the Bottomless Dungeon where you'll find ancient tickets inside every chest. And you open those up to get talismans, which you then spend to get the dragons. And then in the catch-up dungeon from November 15th, you'll have a second chance this week to finish off any dragons. So inside those chests are Reisk, Hausk, Myrkur, Shade Brew, Artoba, and Homala pieces. I reckon a few people might be getting their final Artoba and homala bits in there, potentially. But it's a lot of information to take in, but essentially, if you have ever played a previous Divine Fest, you more or less know what's going on. Like, I've been through Divine Fests multiple times on the channel. Essentially, you open chests, and then you get cards and holy talismans out of it, and then you just spend them on the dragon that you want to buy. Now, when the event does come out, I'm sure I'll be making guides and going through everything then, but just to pre-warn you, dungeon grinding is really, really important. So even though we've got the dragon board, which is going to be the main event, it mainly comes down to usually how much you can grind the dungeon to get ancient tickets. So between now and next week, I highly suggest that you try and put together the best dungeon team that you can. So if you are a newer player, make sure that you've got all of your level 6 abilities upgraded to level 6. They wouldn't be level 6 abilities otherwise, me. But make sure you've got your elements upgraded to level 6 on your main team members, especially the ones that have earth, water, and those AoE attacks, because the level 6 upgrades essentially are what make the dragons good. Like, if you have a divine, but it doesn't have level 6 divine bless, it's not useful. So you need to make sure you've got all of those level 6 abilities up and running and ready to go. And obviously, I could give you some basic dungeon tips, as I always do, but essentially, you're gonna need earth, you're gonna need water, you're gonna need AoE, and ideally you need 2 divine blesses and an ancient. That is the ideal dungeon comp. Obviously you can have better and worse comps, like teams that have those elements even in them, but those are like the basics that you're gonna need. So if you are a newer player, you're actually probably luckier than, say, me, because every time I need to add a new dragon it costs me another 500 million food now. But if you're a newer player that, say, only has max of level 30 dragons, hopefully, for the rest of this week, you can work on hoarding some food, leveling out your team, and then when the event starts, you should be prepared for lots and lots of grinding. And plus, you need to have a few dragons available to do the double trouble battles as well. So if you want Umbra, then I assume we're going to have ancient tickets as rewards in that along with Umbra as well. So yeah, you're going to need to you're going to need to get a team ready, put it that way. That's my pre-warning to you. The event could be good. It's mainly going to come down to how well they've balanced the drop rates. I don't know if it's going to be any more difficult than Divine Fest, if it's more difficult, if it's going to be less difficult overall, but we do also have Dragon Board to contend with. So, I guess you could say Divine Fest, but with more work, is what it sounds like right now. But, let me know what you think, and I do wish you the best of luck if you are going for that major reward of Glom. You're probably going to need it if you're free to play, and you're still going to have to grind a heck of a lot if you want to do it free to play. So, best of luck. If you are going to buy an on-sale clam, if one is available, now would be the best time to buy it, so you're at least starting off the gem collecting. And remember, it's going to have a shrine in it, almost certainly, so that's probably going to cost money as well. So, keep all of that in mind. But anyway, now I appreciate you being here, and until next time, I do hope to see you then.